creating automatic numbering for heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4. In this tutorial, I will demonstrate how to create multiple level list in a document where you will automatically generate heading 1 to heading 4. So first things first, you see this option. Usually it's located, if you are using Microsoft Word, I think any version, you see an option written multiple level. Click it, then go to the option down below the link, define new multiple level list. A pop-up will appear. This is the main page to which we will define and set all the 4 levels for heading 1 to 4 respectively. So what you will do, click more so that we can see more options to which we can then generate the settings. After that, we want to define chapter 1, how it will appear in terms of the mentioned 4 headings. So we delete this number, we delete it, and we predefine the first heading as chapter in caps, all caps, chapter. We want it to be written in all caps, so we say chapter. Then to make it look more formal and consistent, we are going to separate chapter and the number with a symbol like this one. Then how are we going to put the number? The numbering, we will put it not manually. Every time we are putting numbering, we come to number styles for this level. So for the chapter 1, heading 1, we will click and it will automatically appear. Then the third setting which we want to define is the font. The font for chapter, we want it to be bold. We want it to have a size 14, which will just make it be more bigger or more larger than heading 2 to 4. So we define it as bold, size 14. If you are going to use Arial as your normal writing style, then you also need to define the headings in Arial. So in this option, I have clicked Arial as my predefined setting for heading 1. Then you press OK. Before I press OK, this is how it will appear in the main document after we finish creating the settings. Then now we want to define the link level to the style chapter 1. It will be under heading 1. So you go on the link level style and you click heading 1. Now it's going to be considered as heading 1. Second, how is it going to separate chapter 1 with the any wording which you include in this document? Like maybe chapter 1 will be introduction or orientation of the study. How is it going to be separated? You come here under the follow number with and you space. So it's going to be separated by spacing. Then you select for all levels. The second heading, which is heading 2, we go on heading 2. Now we are no longer going to define heading 2 as a chapter because it's a subsection which start with a numbering. So we delete the letter, then we define the number style, the first number style. Sorry. We let's delete the numbering. Now, since we have achieved the level 1 in heading 1, it means now it is included in a level number from. It is now included in level number from. So you click level 1. So under subsection, under section 2, you see realize that the included level for heading 2 will be level 1. That is the first number which will appear. It will be separated by a full stop. Then we define the second numbering in heading 2 by putting this the number style, so that it will be defined as 1.1 if it's in chapter 1, or 2.1 if it's in chapter 2. What follows, we want to identify the heading to which it's found. We again go here on link to level style, and we click number 2, heading 2. After that, we want to identify how we are going to separate uh, the characters. We press space so that it will be separated by spacing. Then we set all levels. Then we go to the subsequent section, uh, which is defined by 3 numbers, usually 1.1.1.1. We come again to include level number from. The first number will be defined as a level 1, separated by a full stop. We define level 2, separated by a full stop. Then the last number, we generate it by number style for the level, automatic 1. Then we define the link to level style. We define the link to level style as a heading 3. We define the link to level style as level 3, so that it would enter the formatting for these 3 numbers in their respective categories. Then how are we going to separate? We separate by spacing. Then we set all levels. Maybe here we want the to define the fonting. We want to define the font. I would prefer for level heading 3 to not to bold. I would prefer for level 3 or heading 3 not to bold. Then we identify it under size 12. We press OK. Can we also go back to the heading 2 and define the font? I know we did not define it. It's better we bold. We put in size 12 bold area. We put in size 12 bold area. This is how it will appear. Then you press OK. After this, let's go now and check level 3, everything is fine. Level 2, everything is fine. Then we go to heading 4. Heading 4, we come again, as we did with the previous levels, we delete the predefined number. Then we identify these 3 levels. We separating them with a full stop. We identifying these 3 numbers, separating them with a full stop. Then the last number automatically is the number style automatically generated by this option, so that now we will have a format of 4 numbers for heading 4. Then we want to link the level style to level 4, as we did with others. Level 4, we follow the number with space. We set all levels. Then we check the font. Then we check the font. We want it to be Arial. It's better to put it in a size 11 so that it's different from uh, other upper levels. And usually we prefer to make it italic so that it's showing that it's the last level. Usually you use this one when you are defining a subsection uh, uh, for uh, items which you want to list in a document. So you press OK. Then we check to just make sure everything has been defined. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4. I can see all things are set. Then you press OK. Having pressed OK, we want to come to uh, this page and insert heading 1 to see what will happen. We want to insert heading 1 and see what will happen. Chapter 1. Then we want to check if we press heading 2, what will happen. 1.1. This is happening automatically. Now we want to check heading 3, heading 3. This is 1.1.1. Automatically, it's appearing. Sorry for the. Then we want to check. We want to check. We want to check another heading. Heading 4. Heading 4. We can only achieve it after having identified heading 1.3 and 1.1.1 and the previous one 1.2. This one we want to check what will happen with heading 4 like this. So we now have all the defined multi-levels for heading 1, which will be identified by a word chapter, or which will appear automatically. Your task is only to click the heading option, then you enter the required uh, heading name for chapter 1. Usually we follow uh, uh, the set the set academic standard for presentation for research methodology, where chapter 1 is normally uh, referred to as introduction chapter or orientation of study chapter, followed by chapter 2, usually referred to as literature review. Chapter 2 usually in a document is referred to as literature review. Then chapter 3, research methodology or methodology chapter. Chapter 4, usually it's a chapter containing either presentation of data or interpretation of data. Then chapter 5, usually containing conclusion and recommendation. It all depends with the required uh, format for by your supervisor or according to the guidelines of your department. So basically